We are coming at you live with session 75 of our Drowned Gods campaign, and I finally have a new map, so our YouTube thumbnail will not be the boring map view that the last several sessions have been while you guys have been traveling. So I hope you all can appreciate the splendor and beauty of what I have put before you. But we
It
finally
looks hot.
have a map for the boat. Quick little survey, because as you can, I am sure, tell, this is AI generated, so a lot of it is a little abstract. Just roll with it. Basic, this is the back here with Mako up here by where the wheel would be. Feel free to place yourself wherever. I don't know, maybe this pink thing is one of the masts. Maybe it's the wheel. I have no clue. We're gonna say this here is the stairs up to there because it is raised. And then somewhere on the side would be the entrance to the captain's quarters, so Manawanui's quarters, which would be underneath the deck where the steering is. And then we'll say this here is the entry, like kind of a trap door sort of situation down into the below decks area. So that would be where all of the storage and the crew's quarters and all that kind of fun stuff is. Front of the ship is up here. I don't know what any of that is. Maybe that's where the galley is. Do you want that to be your galley up there, Ip? Or do you think the galley would be below decks? Up here.
Wouldn't that be Manawanui's quarters? Or...
no. So this is, aft is this way.
Oh, okay.
The steerboard? Whatever. I know there's a name for it, but I can't think of it. But basically up where the wheel is up here where Mako is currently. This here is stairs. Somewhere on the side would be the entrance into Manawanui's quarters, so the captain's quarters, which are underneath where the wheel is. Correct. This here is a trapdoor down to the below decks, and then I was saying I don't know what this thing here up in the fore of the ship is, but that could be the galley if you wanted.
I'm claiming it, although I claim my own token, so I can't move myself there.
You can't? Represents Ip. You should be able to control it.
I can't move mine either.
Interesting. Let's see if I can figure out why. Who controls Ip? Edit. Hello? Why did it just disappear? Edit. Alright, it's just disappearing when I do this. Let me refresh the page.
Oh, Roll20. The cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Alright, let's try this again. Edit. There we go, now I can do it. Can be edited and controlled by Jason. And that is your token.
Just to be clear, I also seem to not be able to move me. I have a little arrow.
You know what the problem is? It helps if I put you on the token layer instead of the map layer.
Oh, layers.
In there.
Boom.
Yeah, now you were all part of the map. That would definitely do it.
I've definitely done that.
I am the sea.
Pretty much.
For the crew.
And token, and finally token. There we go. Everyone should be able to control their characters now. Can you please confirm that to be the case?
Yes.
Sweet.
All right.
Also true of me.
Awesome.
Pip has claimed the bow galley.
Nice. All right. And then otherwise, if there's other modifications you want to the ship, I can try to draw them. I can try to convince Anna to draw them. Whatever, but I don't know. This was I didn't have much time. I was telling Jason before this that I was struggling to get a Stable Diffusion UI running again after an update, so this was as best I could do under short notice.
Hey, it looks pretty good to me.
that's the best I can hope for.
I agree. Are the crystals on the side?
Yeah.
Is that
So
what
you can
those
see
garlic
these
bread looking things are?
the pink things.
Yes.
Yes, those are intended to be the pink crystals that are keeping you all afloat.
They look nothing like garlic bread.
I agree, but
I have a
Teach
crazy
their
filter
own.
on my screen right now because I've been having like ocular migraines, so I like turned the blue light on my screen like all the way down, so everything is kind of orange. So I think that's yeah.
They look
Sorry
like
about that.
what they should look like is more like pink Himalayan salt. If you've seen those,
Totally.
that's more what I would describe it as. But yeah, this was like a few different renditions of like, all right, generate something basic, modify it, image to image generation, try to get something good. Anyway, enough about that. So let's get started. As always, everyone, please reset your hero point pools to 1. And who would like to give the recap of last session for an extra hero point?
If and only if no one wants to, I will do it. But that's
Yeah.
just because I think one of us should have the hero point.
I think it's all you, Abe. It's been a week.
Alright.
I have no. I can't remember what happened.
Right?
Let me think. So we all got back from, I forgot what the name of the city is.
Darhan.
Darhan. Monoranui. Monoranui plants a big old smoochy kiss on Delphine to rid herself of the underwater powers, which causes quite the confusion behind her. That was kind of the point. Let me think. Then we all get aboard the ship after Delphine's like, no, y'all. Don't know what was up with Monoranui. No one needs to kiss me. It's all good. A firm platonic handshake will do just fine. And then after that,
Things.
things happened. We moved east.
Put you
That's one thing
back
that
on the
happened.
map now. Yeah, you
I
did
think
make
we moved
a couple days progress.
Yeah. Monoranui decided that she was going to try to experiment with the book
Mm-hmm.
and like kill things to it. But it didn't seem to like the fish she sacrificed, so that's interesting.
Yeah, the only thing you've tried so far was like the guppy, basically.
Yeah, it didn't like the little sardine.
Yeah.
Did
not seem to appreciate it. Kind of just let it roll off, make a mess.
Like, you can clean that up. And I was like, great. Let me think. Akalupu worked on his pinhole design.
No.
And went fishing. In fact, we all went fishing. Well, not all, but all except for Monoranui and Mako went fishing the second time. And Burnbright. I don't know what Burnbright was doing now that I'm thinking about it.
He's usually on lookout duty.
Yeah, he was
living his truth.
Living his true life.
Yeah, you had a rather unpleasant dream.
That's right. Monoranui had a dream where she saw like everything that she'd seen as a floating entity, but like from the ground level. And let me just say, all that stuff was huge, like those tiny buildings that seemed tiny from the air were actually like skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And I think the hole still remains ginormous because even from the air it was like ginormous.
Yeah,
so.
but from ground level, it was like you couldn't see the other side big.
You can't even see like the curve of the circle. That's how big it is.
And then there was a noise.
Yes. Mononui woke up, very much made sure that it was not like the end of the world. Trying to think what other people did. I know a boy Pip cooked food.
Delphine was sick.
Yep.
That's right. Delphine was like burning up, and Mononui was like, "Hey, how are you feeling? You got any like, any circles underneath your arms? You bleeding from your eyes? Not that that's inherently suspicious to bleed from one's eyes.
No.
But in the context of a fever, of course. That's when it gets suspicious. Not normally. Normally it's just chill. But we found out through a Pip's I think he cast some sort of spell.
He just did a normal medicine check. But he did end up, doing his usual, pray to the Great Mother and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And he found out she was like, her
Isn't that medicine?
Was way out of whack. Turns out like her fire aura was kind of more dominant than her water aura, and it was not going well inside her. It wasn't all balanced. She was very, very volatile. And she managed to access a portal inside of her and balance out her aura after doing the meditation with us.
Somewhat. That was kind of how she described it, where she was saying that, she had focused inward on the energies inside of her and the flow, and it felt as though there was some sort of a portal that these elements were coming from.
I'm just saying, Mono Anui's had experiences with certain types of portals, and
it's always ended well?
It's always ended well. Totally didn't cause Mono Anui to black out for a week. Anywho, so that was good. We got her back into feeling all right. And she didn't have the plague, which is a big win for all of us on this tiny confined ship.
Yeah.
W.
Big W. Then when they went out fishing the second time, Mono Anui kind of shared some of her concerns with Mako. She was like, "Hey, Delphine seems like a very wonderful, nice person.
Yeah.
Not saying we don't like Delphine, but
however,
there might be some volatile forces going on inside of her, so."
Yeah, suspicious asshole, senior and junior had to have a summit.
Yes.
Exactly. And when you first returned, you asked Burn Bright if he'd seen anything.
Oh, that's right. He said he saw a tentacle coming out of the water and catching birds, which is a little concerning. But he didn't seem concerned by it. Delphine didn't seem concerned by it. But Delphine might be a little naive, and Burn Bright's Burn Bright.
Yeah.
But we did have some sailing decisions based on that information, but then but now we've kind of decided that we are out of the range of whatever that was, Kraken or nay.
Yeah. Hopefully. And then I think that brings us to the end.
Yeah, that more or less catches us up. So we left off last time just before we would have done our random event roll. So let's go ahead and kick off with that. Who would like to roll me a 1d100?
I want it.
Go for it.
I love rolling the 100. 82.
All right, let's see. 82. All right. So as you are sailing along, you see ahead of you a small boat, significantly smaller than yours, but it seems to be kind of a raft with a cabin built on top of it, and it seems like there is a sign out in front of the cabin, and the whole thing is painted in bright and gaudy colors. So, Burn Bright will call that out from his vantage point in the crow's nest.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? There's a cabin? With a
Yeah,
bright
there's like
sign?
a boat down there. It looks like, I don't know, like a raft or something, but there's like a cabin built on top of it. You know, like a house raft or something.
What is a ship that small doing this far out in the ocean?
Right. How far off the ground are we? 10
5
feet?
feet. 5 feet.
Let's increase to 15 feet. Is it sunny? What's the weather like? I forgot.
I believe it is overcast but calm. Let me check that. Let's see, where did I put the weather? Here it is. It is foggy and calm with somewhat favorable winds, but there's not much wind, so it doesn't matter that much.
Well, let's raise to 10 feet. I think it's worth expending a charge to potentially have the high ground on whatever is there.
All right.
It's over, Anakin.
Exactly.
See,
High
so
ground
battery
every
1
time.
is completely drained. Battery 2 has 5 charges now. Okay.
Alright.
And it is not like on a direct intercept course, but you will be passing within, 100 yards or so of it, assuming that nobody changes course.
Are we flying our
Ships?
pirate flag?
I was just gonna say, don't ships usually have like communication flags? I guess that if we hadn't, like, we didn't like say that we were bringing communication flags, maybe we don't have them.
Yeah, there is not a centralized body to govern that sort of thing. So even though
that makes
some
sense.
people do have flags that they communicate with, there's no standard way for you to do so. And your nation would have like their own things, because you have opened trade routes a bit between the islands that you have discovered, that the previous generation has discovered. But it's nothing very formal, and it's pretty infrequent. Like you get a boat maybe once or twice a year if you're lucky.
Right. The Portuguese have not just like figured this shit out. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Well, let's go within 50 yards.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All
I
right.
turn the big wheel.
So yeah, you approach closer, and you can definitely make it out now. It is kind of, like I said, a raft with a house built on top of it, or a cabin, or some sort of building on top of it. The whole thing is garishly painted in bright colors, clearly intended to draw attention. And there is a sign in an unknown language hanging from the roof.
I am going to use comprehend language.
All right. You do that. Go ahead and expend the spell slot, and you still have no idea what it says.
Well, that's lame.
Wait, I have a comprehension elixir. Let me see what this says. Ah.
While they're playing linguists, Ip is gonna load the catapult.
This bitter draft opens your mind to the potential of the written word. For the listed duration after drinking this elixir, you can understand any words you read so that long as they are written in a common language. This elixir doesn't automatically allow you to understand codes or extremely esoteric passages. You still need to attempt a skill check to decipher writing in that case. So would we know that the reason that Manoanui's spell didn't work is because it's not in a common language? Because I'm guessing that's probably like the same stat.
Yeah. Looking at the description of Copperhead languages, it's the same thing. You can understand the meaning of a single language. It's hearing or reading when you cast a spell. It doesn't say how you actually designate one language. I guess just by like the one that you're looking at / listening to.
One.
It doesn't let it understand codes, language, or language couched in metaphor or the like. If the target can hear multiple languages and knows that, it can choose which language to understand. But yeah. That would be
it's pretty much the
good
same.
guess on why it didn't work.
Right, so I don't think that there's a reason to waste my elixir, but that's something to think about, Abe / Manoanui, is that I have an elixir that does that in case, I don't know how many spell slots you have for the day.
Yeah. No, I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, I might not have to take up that entire spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's even one of the ones that I can make for other people. So anybody could have taken the elixir that I had. So I would, if I were you, learn a different spell, or like prepare a different spell is what I mean.
That is a good idea.
Yeah. Something you can do tomorrow when you prepare spells again.
Yeah.
Now we know.
For now, you used the spell and it happened.
Yeah. But yeah, you're not able to read it. Of course, you're still 50 yards, 150 feet away. You probably can't even well, the sign's pretty big. We'll say you can make out the symbols, but yeah, you still can't read it. And you can hear very faintly the sound of music coming from the boat.
Call for Akalupu. Akalupu, holler out to that to yonder boat.
Akalupu is going to yell out with his biggest voice and be like, "Hello, are you friend or foe?"
All right, so you yell, and you see a figure step out of the cabin, and they seem like they're trying to shout something back, but their voice seems to be lost in the waves between you. But they are waving at you. They seem to be a male figure with kind of a slender frame, wearing a loincloth. They have a very round head and a bowl cut.
Oh my god, is it actually Beetle?
It
I
might
posted
be.
in the Discord Beetle's shop ship because when Thomas said that it was just like a dinky little boat that was so colorful, I was like, that sounds just like Beetle from Zelda.
All right, take us within 25 yards.
Aye, Captain.
He doesn't look too harmful.
All right, so you come in a little bit closer, and you can, as you come closer, you can finally hear the person who's yelling, and he says, "Welcome!" And yes, it is Beetle. And I had intended it to be that even before you posted the image, so it's funny that you thought of exactly that.
Because we were just talking about the Zelda boat game.
That's great. That's
the Phantom
great.
Hourglass. That's so funny. That just goes to show that you described it extremely well.
All right. Mono Anui. So when I look closer at a ship, since we're kind of closer, do I see anything on it, or is it just this dude, his little shack?
I mean, it's got stuff on it. He's got rope. He's got supplies. He's got some barrels. And there's stuff.
What brings you this far out to sea?
I'm a traveling trader. Would you like to buy some things? Trade with me.
What do you? Well, hold on. I'm gonna go back and confer with my compatriots. All right, guys. How do we feel about this?
Maybe he has some useful stuff.
Maybe. I suppose it is just one scrawny-looking fellow. So
Yeah, it's not like he could be hiding an army on that little boat.
I feel
Clown
pretty confident we could
Could be a
overpower
clown
him.
boat.
It could be.
It could indeed be a clown boat. Or there might be more under the water that you're not seeing. Like an iceberg.
Hmm.
And he's
It
got
could
a
just
whole tribe of land sharks under there, just waiting until you come down a little closer.
Hmm.
I feel pretty safe.
I say
think we
we.
can
I
see
say
his wares.
yes, but I think only at most 3 of us should go over at a time. I don't think we should, just in case.
Yeah, the other ones can stay here and like kind of keep an eye out and, you know, stand by the slingshot like Ip was doing.
Exactly.
Just heft the catapult menacingly. Just patting it like, you better watch what you're doing. We're armed to the teeth up here.
Hey man, it'll help us in price negotiations. Are you sure you want to charge that? Looks over at Catapult. I think you want to give us a discount. No. All
There
right.
you go.
All right. Pull us next to us, and Akalupu can get the rope ladder. Whatever we used to climb up out of the sea that one time. I forgot what we decided it was. If it was a net or like a rope ladder.
Yeah, I mean, same difference.
We're gonna cast it down over the side. Maintain our superior high ground.
All right. Are you
Position.
keeping it up at 15 feet or are you going back to your usual 5?
Does it burn more energy to keep it at 15?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go back to 5.
Does
All right.
Beetle's boat fit underneath 5 feet?
I mean, the raft part does, the ship part does not.
We don't need to be directly on top of them though.
Well, but we wanted to maintain adequate threat.
Just be directly above them, like, we will drop our ship on you.
Yeah. I feel like the threat is adequate.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you come alongside and are easily able to clamber on down. Who is going down onto the boat?
I'm staying on the ship.
I
I
think
volunteer.
Mono and we will go. We'll bring Akalupu as well.
Yeah, just in case you need him to lean on him.
I feel
Exactly.
like I do have kind of dope things to trade though. Do you guys want
This is
me
true.
to give you like some elixirs to bring for the purpose of trading?
What's in our inventory?
I can bring some of the fish that we caught.
Yeah. Forgot how to find our inventory.
Do you mean the actual ship inventory?
Yeah.
Do you know how to get to the ship sheet?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I found it.
And your
JK.
inventory starts in cell D1, where it says storage. And you have your 8 slots.
Oh, it'd help if I was on the right ship. Do we just have food?
Yeah, food's important on a boat. More important than pink lube.
I mean,
No,
that
the-
pink lube got us some pretty nifty things.
I got you a pretty nifty thing.
It's all of ours collectively, because in a way.
Oh, really? Can I borrow it?
Yeah, I mean, if the time arises where that would be needed, of course Mono Nui would surrender it. But Mono Nui just thinks that the most capable hands are her hands. So, in an effort to be selfless and,
but yeah, most of your bulk storage is food. You've got some rope as well, I believe. Yeah, and then your cannonballs, which the cannonballs and gunpowder take up a significant amount of space. But that's not like the only things on your boat, obviously.
This is true.
I randomly have caltrops in my inventory.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Is that something you inherited from your father, I guess? Because PPOP might have caltrops.
I don't remember ever adding this to my character.
Yeah, I don't
have found them on the ground.
I don't know why you would have caltrops either. You also definitely don't have flint and steel. That's not a technology you understand. Or soap.
Yeah, I don't know where this stuff came from.
I think my guess is that it came from I think it was from when your character was PPOP, and he would have gotten like a rogues kit for his starting inventory, and that probably had a bunch of that stuff.
Gotcha.
Already, I'm going to
get rid of the flint and steel.
Going to grab my bottled lightning and my brewski.
You're going with the old snake oil. Be like, here, have some beer that definitely won't turn into water by the tomorrow.
It turns into water?
Yes, the beer that Mono Nui can craft in her cauldron becomes inactive the next day. So, if you sell someone that beer, you are knowingly cheating them. Just want to make sure that that is clear.
Sorry, y'all. My phone randomly kicks me out of the call.
Oops. Anyway, so we were just establishing that you do know that that beer turns into water the next day.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so you are intentionally cheating this person.
He can drink it for today.
Uh-huh.
If he wants.
Jeez.
It's up to him.
Ip is judging.
Great mother, take the wheel.
So I'm not telling you you can't. I'm just making sure that you are aware of what it means if you try to use that as a trading item.
Yeah. Mono Nui will give him a disclaimer. Like, it's really best by today.
Mm-hmm.
Best enjoyed soon. Mono Nui has her two things.
All right. Anyone else bringing anything?
Just a sack full of fish. So should I take out the foe?
Yeah, go ahead and take out the foe.
Bye-bye, foe.
Why don't I give you guys one of these comprehension elixirs? Since
Well, that's probably good.
yeah.
Which one did you want to part with?
Oh no, I literally have 2 comprehension elixirs. So
Oh, well,
So she hands you a bottle and says it is a elixir of comprehension.
nice. All right. Goodies in hand, Mono Nui is going to make her way to the rope ladder and clamber down.
All right. So you get
Finder.
down onto the boat. You are standing on the deck of the boat in front of the little cabin area. The cabin is, the entryway is dark. You really can't see what's inside.
Good day, fair sir. You said you had some
He's
goods
already
to
gone
trade.
back into the cabin, so he's not
Oh.
on deck anymore.
Lame. I'm gonna wait for my compatriots then.
I'm ready to roll.
Alright. Gonna look up and see if Akalupu's on its way down.
He is.
Cool. Then with my companions in tow, I'm gonna tentatively walk into the cabin.
All right, so you walk into the cabin, and almost as if you had loaded into a separate scene of the game, you find yourself now in a well-lit interior of the cabin. The figure is standing behind not a desk,
Counter.
yes, a counter. Thank you. He's standing behind a counter, and he has a variety of goods set up on the shelf behind him. And as you enter, he goes, "Welcome!" And behind him, there appears to be some groups of red berries, a variety of arrows, which he seems to be selling in bundles of either 10 or 30. He also has a bag, kind of a knapsack style bag that has the image of a pig on it. There are some blue spherical objects, kind of like blueberries almost, with little stems sticking out the top, but the objects are fairly large. Not as big as a basketball, but like kind of close to that size, like a small basketball, I guess. There are some kind of strange looking fruits that have these vacant, like black splotches on them so that they look like a face with its mouth open, kind of, Scream style. There is a pink crystalline heart-shaped stone and some small pots with red liquid inside.
Honoranui's gonna look at the heart-like stones.
Right, it's a single stone. So there's only one of it. It is a pink, kind of like quartz-like material, and it is in the shape of a heart, about the size of a spread hand. So like fingers included.
Good day, kind merchant.
Nice to meet you. I'm Beetle.
What perhaps is this? I'm gonna gesture to the stone.
It's a piece of heart.
It's a what?
Piece of heart.
And it does.
No idea. My main
Well,
customer
that's
for
your
these is this little funny looking dude in a green pointy hat. He seems to love them.
What about this scary looking fruit?
That's a Hoy pear.
Is it good?
You can't buy these anywhere else, only here. I'm serious. Now's your chance. Bye, bye, bye.
Well, how many Hoy pears can I get for a fish?
Depends on the size of the fish.
pull out a very average-sized fish from my sack of fish.
I could trade you 1 pair for that.
You got a deal.
All right, so a fish and pairs exchange hands. You now have a strange pair. The splotches are on only one side, and they really do look like a face. They look like... Not gonna work. There we go. They look like that in Discord.
Oh, spooky.
I wish I had played this game at any point in the last 15 years.
What about this red liquid? What is this?
That's a red potion.
And that does.
No idea. Hey man, I just work here. I don't use these things. I sell them.
Well, how many fish for the redstone heart?
Same size as this one, and he holds up the fish that you already traded. I'd give you 1. Oh, for the heart?
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about the red potion.
No.
I would trade it for probably the rest of your sack of fish you have there.
What if I gave you 1 really cool looking fish?
It would have to be a very impressive fish. Of
I'm
course,
gonna
if
go
you
get
have
my-
rupees,
my-
I'd trade it for 950 rupees.
This guy's a load of barnacles.
I don't think we got that. I'm gonna go get my hold on. Monono's gonna go grab her dragonfish and come back with her dragonfish.
All right, so you're just
In the
like
pot, of
holding it. Okay.
No. I don't feel so good, guys. No, Monono's coming with the fish
And
tank.
when you say dragonfish, I assume you mean your lionfish.
Of course.
All right, so you come in with the lionfish. That thing doesn't look very edible. I don't know that I want that.
But you can get poison from it.
I don't really need poison.
Alright, guys, how attached are we to the rest of the bag of fish?
I think we should trade it. We got plenty of food back on the ship.
And we can get more.
Yep.
Alright. You got yourself a deal.
Thank you.
I bet Mako will be able to do something really cool with this.
Right? She'll probably know what this does.
All right, so you hand over the rest of your fish that you brought with you, and you now have a hand-sized pink crystalline heart.
Nice. I feel very satisfied about that. I don't know.
All right, other things that he had red berries. He had arrows that he seemed to be selling in bundles of either 10 or 30. A knapsack-style bag with a pig's face on it, and some very large-looking blue round objects that look kind of like big blueberries.
Do those blueberries have any special properties? Or those big blueberries have any special properties to them?
They explode.
Oh!
These are bombs.
How much for the bombs?
I don't know. What do you have to trade? If you have rupees, I'll sell you some for 60 rupees.
So unfortunately, we don't have any rupees. But I have this. Tell me, do you how often do you get to taste some premium beverages?
Oh my god.
Not very often. Most of the time, I'm just out here at the sea alone, by myself, and my thoughts.
Well, if you want to get away from all that, if you want to forget all your thoughts, I've got something for you. But it's only good for tonight. So I will tell you that. I'm an honest broker. Wouldn't try and deceive you. But I have this. I'll pull out my brew. I have this ale, and it is some of the finest ale ever. And it's worth a lot because it's so rare.
But you said it's only good today?
That's what makes it worth a lot.
Well, it makes it pretty hard to sell. I doubt I'll run into anyone by the end of the day. Or anyone else, that
But-
is.
You could consume it yourself.
No, that's what pirates do. I'm no pirate.
Can I? How about I just give you a taste? I'm just gonna get like a little ladle's worth and offer it out to him.
All right. Should I have you roll?
Diplomacy?
What is there
Uh,
any role involved in creating the stuff in your cauldron?
Maybe.
Let's see, where's your cauldron?
My cauldron. I think I just created. See, pre-magic cauldron. You use the craft activity to create oils and potions. So
Okay, so you would
crafting?
be doing a crafting check for this.
alrighty. Where's my crafting? There we go. Plus, I got a plus 13, so 21.
All right. It's pretty good. So he definitely seems to be impressed. He kind of smacks his lips appreciatively. Says, that's pretty good. But these bombs are a pretty high ticket item. I could give you some berries, though.
What if I gave you this brew, and oh wait, I did see Mono. I have this potion of knowledge. No, comprehension. Allows you to comprehend any single language.
That could be useful. I could maybe trade with some of the creatures that I can't understand.
Exactly.
Okay, I think you have yourself a deal. I can give you 2 bombs.
If I throw in the brewski, we can make it 3.
Oh, I was already including the brewski.
Oh. Let me conversate with my associates. I'm gonna huddle up with Poifip and Akalopu and say, "What do we think, guys?
Good deal.
Would be pretty cool to put those things in the catapult." And
I agree.
I'm gonna turn back to him. You got yourself a deal.
All right, so things exchange hands, and he's, thank you.
Alrighty. Well, it's been good trading with you, but I think that is all that we got.
It's been
All
real. It's
right.
been fun.
And
I
he
was gonna
had,
say it'd be
fun.
kind of hard to operate the bombs, but we have Dolphine.
it's true. And so he says, "Wait, before you leave, one more thing." And he hands you a card, and he, pulls out a little stamp, and he puts 2 stamps on it. It has 8 squares in total, so 2 of the squares have little stamps in them.
Nice.
This is a loyalty card. If you fill it up, you might get something special as a reward.
Oh, nice. Well, if we ever run into you again in this vast ocean, I'll make sure to hit you up.
All right. Yeah,
And after the haul the bombs back up, and don't drop them.
Yeah, they're not too big. They're, I don't know, grapefruit size. Well, they're bigger than a grapefruit, like a honeydew.
Nice.
It took us no.
Well, that's probably going to be on the recording now. I was closing tabs and opened up like a random YouTube video that I had been watching, and it just started playing. So,
we heard
surprise whoever that jump scares. Yeah, it wouldn't go over Discord. It's going to be on the stream, I think.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So, you're welcome, whoever gets that audio jump scare. All right, so you guys return to your ship now with all of your extra loot.
Now that was a success.
And I'll give you a choice. You can either keep the bombs as bombs, or you can transmogrify them into extra shots for your cannon if you would like to go from 8 shots to 10.
I think we should keep them as bombs for the catapult.
That's kind of my thought.
So let it be written, so let it be done. All right. Ip, where are you putting the Hoy pair?
That's a good question. I think I want to have Dolphine and Mako take a look to see if they can determine if it's even edible. Would I be able to know if it's edible?
You could
Can
roll
I roll
nature.
like nature or something.
Yeah, you could roll nature. See if you.
I'm gonna roll nature. Nat 20.
All right.
Nice.
So it is certainly edible, though it seems more like something for animal consumption, perhaps, than human consumption. Like, you kind of sniff it, it's got kind of a fishy smell to it. Like, it definitely seems edible. You don't think it would kill you or anything, but doesn't seem particularly appealing necessarily either.
Then let's keep it with the piece of heart and maybe investigate it as an alchemical ingredient.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mano Inui, when she gets back on board, she's gonna go to she's gonna go up to
Mako
and be like, "Hey,
Yes.
I got something for you. I'm not sure if we got totally ripped off, but here is the thing."
And you're showing me the piece of heart?
Yes. Yeah, I'm holding it out to her.
Okay, I am a small town bumpkin, but I am learned. Is there something I should roll, Thomas, or should I just be like, I have no idea what that is?
As far as you can tell, it seems to be a quartz fashioned into the shape of a heart. It's very nice and fancy, like, in the way jewelry is nice and fancy.
Big, stupid rock.
No, it's definitely not that. Like, it's nicer than any of like the shiny shells that you normally use for trading. Like, this would be primo item in terms of your, trading items. but it does not, as far as you can tell, have any innate properties beyond that.
Okay. Yeah, this is really beautiful. How much did you trade for this?
Only my whole sack of fish.
Like a
Just-
day's
just
worth
a
of
bunch of-
food.
Oh, well.
If like we were to quantify, food as something, as like, like a part of the word, we probably like the foe of food, if I had to say.
Great mother, take the wheel.
It's okay. I could always create some more food. Of course, it'll be tasteless and horrible, but it'll keep us going.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
it's
so
like
you
a
mean the
day's worth
food
of fishing.
that I just traded for when we were under the ocean.
A quarter of the food that you traded for.
Okay. Well, now we have this pretty rock, which I'm sure Mono Anui is going to, air quotes, keep safe in her quarters.
I mean, it is the safest part of the ship now that you mention it. Just be the responsible thing to do.
So is that
It
where
is the
the
only place in
pair
the
is
ship-
going also?
Nah, the pair can go in the general hold.
I want Mako to take a look at this too. I feel like it may have some alchemical properties that we could use to make a potion.
I could also do a nature check, but I don't think I'll do better than a nat 20. But should I roll nature, Thomas? And
No, you're not gonna learn anything else by rolling nature, but if you would like to roll maybe Arcana.
okay, I have Arcana. I can do that. Ooh, okay, I got a 22.
All right. There's definitely something up with this pair, magic-wise.
Oh.
You don't know what, but it's definitely got something going on. This is not just normal food or fruit.
So then we shouldn't eat it.
Probably not.
And maybe we should hold on to it and maybe see if somebody else knows more. Should we ask maybe Delphine? Because she's, I don't know, seen lots of things from different cultures, especially in this part of the ocean.
Yeah, maybe she's seen someone around Darhan that was trading them. Hey, Delphine.
So she'll come
I
up.
go and
What's
find
up?
her.
Yeah, she's I don't know, where would she be currently? Yeah, she's probably in the area around you guys, so she's also looking at your stiff.
So, have you ever seen any fruits like this?
Let's see, what would I roll for her? Does she have local knowledge? Doesn't look like it. Guess we'll give her a nature roll. See if she recognizes it at all. Oh wow, she rolled a nat 20.
You guys know so much about this pair.
We're crushing
Right.
this pair.
I think I have seen something like that before in the bazaar. I'm trying to remember what the person was shouting. Something about seagulls, I think.
Something about seagulls?
Yeah. I don't
And your
know.
thing
I wasn't
said
very
that-
interested, so I wasn't paying that much attention.
It was more like for something for an animal to eat, Jason.
Well, hopefully I didn't just trade for seagull.
I mean, it was only a fish.
Yeah.
It's not like we
And-
traded like 900 rupees or something.
And honestly, yeah. And honestly, if it's seagull food and we could lure a seagull down, then maybe we could kill that seagull and then we'd have like chicken. Except not chicken, seagull.
You want to try it?
Did you just buy
there's
the
something
one
magical
or?
about the pair, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying we should do that today. I'm just spitballing.
Maybe we could like turn it into some sort of, I don't know, or feed it to some intruder on board. Like, hey, I know you're invading our ship, but would you like to try a bear real quick?
I think we should do some experiments to try and make a magical potion out of it.
A magical
Or we
seagull
could-
potion.
We could take volunteers to see who will try a slice. Akalupu.
I'm pretty sure we decided we don't want to eat this.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't want
Akalupu's not an animal.
it. Might give you wings.
No.
Well, how many did you buy? Just the one?
Just the one.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the one.
The boat's
use
not
the
too
rest of
far
the fish
away.
for the-
There's time if you want to grab more fish and go back over to the shop.
I kind of think we should just hold on to it, like in the galley or the storage for a while, and maybe ask around about it. Maybe I guess I could do an experiment on it, but like, regardless of what the result of the experiment on it, I'm sure I'm going to use it up. You know what I mean? So that just seems risky.
Well, get it right on the first try.
Oh, just that.
Or we could just go get a second one. How much more fish do we have?
Oh, you have
4
plenty.
whole
She brought like
slots.
2 days or 2 slots worth of food, so.
Oh, nice. All
Or
right.
fish,
I say we
mean,
stop. Let's trade 3 more fish, get 3 more of these. That way, if it's super worthless, then we'll just be out 4 fish. But it turns out
Bad
that we
idea.
can make some. Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and delete the D from food. And yeah, so you are easily able to just kind of go back. He hasn't gone far. So he says, "Oh, welcome. You're back already."
We
would
love
like
your
it.
wares.
Only the best at Beetle's floating barge.
So those pears,
White pears.
Mm-hmm.
have you ever used them before?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we'll take 3 more.
Okay, you trading fish for them again?
Yes, please.
All right, so you hand over 3 fish. He hands over 3 pairs. Thank you. And he puts 1 more stamp on your card. So you now have 3 out of the 8 slots checked. Or boxes checked.
Shouldn't we get 3 more stamps?
Well, you bought more than 1 item last time and didn't get like an equivalent number of stamps because you got the heart piece, 1 pair, and 2 bombs, and he only gave you 2 checks.
Oh yeah.
We should just have a rotation of people coming in.
But if you say that out loud, then he'll say, no, it's not based on number of items. It's based on value.
Question beetle.
Gotcha.
Right, don't question Beetle. He pulls a rope, trapdoor drops you out. You find yourself spluttering in the water next to his boat.
Beetle, beetle, beetle. It's nice doing business with you. We'll see you around.
Thank you. Come again. All right.
All right,
You now
Mako.
have
We
4
got more-
Hioi pairs. So
We got more pairs.
whoever is keeping those, make sure that you note that in your inventory because I am not going to remember.
I feel like we should give
I'm
them
going
to
to
Mako.
Fair enough. I can take care of that.
That makes sense.
And there's somewhere like in Hero Lab, like under gear. I can probably add it.
Yeah, so if you go into your inventory under equipment, adventuring gears, where I would put it, click the plus, there's custom gear. You can just make a custom item and then edit its description to be whatever you want.
What, you mean there's no Hoi pairs in Pathfinder?
Pretty sure not.
It's probably copyrighted.
I wish I knew what they were used for in Zelda. Then at least I would know, even if it.
Yeah. All right, so you guys continue underway now. Mono Inui is keeping the heart. Where are the Hyoi pairs being stored? Just down in with the rest of the storage?
The pairs you said?
Yeah. Are they being kept in the galley? Back in
No,
like...
I'm gonna keep them with my alchemical ingredients because I have.
Yeah. Yeah, you had like the table that Sunbeam gave you, so you'd have like a little space for your alchemy stuff for sure. All right, sounds good. And then bombs are just being put with the rest of your ammunition for the siege weapons, correct?
Yes.
Cool. All right, and you continue underway. I believe we already did your movement for yesterday, so no need to update the ship's location. And yeah, yet another evening rolls around. Is there anything people would like to do with their day or evening time before we do the night watch?
Well, Manoa Nui is going to sacrifice her lionfish. Handling it. Actually, does Manoa Nui want to sacrifice a lionfish? It is pretty cool. I feel like I could make poison out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do already have poison nails from the scorpion, so...
No, it's going to wear off eventually, or be used, one or the other.
This is true.
You gotta keep that poison topped up. What you really need is to get some fugu pufferfish.
This is really true. Manoa Nui is pretty certain about our fishing capabilities and that we'll probably be able to get some more. She's going to kill the lionfish very carefully and drip the blood onto the book.
All right.
Opening
you do
it
that.
Up, so I guess I have to do a...
yes, if you're going to open the book, you got to roll me a will save.
26.
All right. Same as always, discomfort, but you're able to muscle your way past it. And unfortunately, the book reacts pretty much the same to the blood of the lionfish as it did to that of the sardine.
Sad day.
All right. Anything else?
Aside from cleaning it up, if I have any more time, I'll probably do another brewski, but if not, I'll just
all right, go ahead and roll crafting for that then.
Drink away my failures.
Exactly.
I'm gonna hero point that. I got a nat one. Hold on, crafting. We're gonna re-roll that because I used to hero point. Some might say frivolous.
Yeah, I mean the alternative is, you turn your cabin into like a crack den for a little while, just ammonia and smoke.
I got a 17.
All right. They're all right. It was not quite as good as the batch that you gave to Beetle, but goes out pretty good. All right. Who is taking, or I guess I should rephrase it. Ip, are you taking first or second watch?
First watch.
All right, go ahead and roll me perception. Dolphin do it as well,
got-
since she's hanging out with you.
A 19.
Nice. All right, and then Dolphin got just a little bit better, 22. So y'all are, doing a good job keeping an eye out. And you do actually notice something kind of strange in front of you and slightly to the north. You can see a storm system coming up, and at first you're like, oh no, not again. We just got past the last big bad storm. But interestingly, it doesn't seem to be moving. Like, it's moving in relation to you, but
That's because we're moving.
Yeah, it's either like keeping pace with you or like going exactly opposite with you or something. But the storm just doesn't seem to be moving normally, and it is definitely not following the prevailing winds, which are at your back and should be blowing the storm away from you.
We better steer clear of that storm. Seems unnatural.
And it's still quite a ways away, but you can see it kind of hovering above the horizon. Are you diverting the ship?
Like, is it coming towards us? Because you said it's kind of...
It is drawing closer, but it seems more like you are coming closer to it than it moving closer to you.
Stationary?
Yes, that is... It's hard to tell from this distance, but it seems to be moving oddly. But at this distance and at night, it is difficult to really get a good feel for what's going on with it.
I say we stay the course and we keep our eye on it.
Well, unless they come to you and wake you up, you don't have any input on this situation. Currently, it is Dolphin and Ip at the wheel.
I wouldn't want to adjust our course without telling Mako.
Yeah, and, waking her up to ask her is also a bit of a risk, Dolphin says.
Yeah, I don't think that would be her favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely still way out there, though, so no way we would run into it even by the morning.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it then. If it starts to get closer, then take some more drastic action.
Yeah, that seems like a good plan. All right, so otherwise your watch goes pretty smoothly. With the storm there being something you're keeping an eye on, are you still going to try and work on the Manawanui scrolls, or are you going to leave that be for the evening?
Better not. I have a strange feeling about this storm. Like, if I take my eye off it, it's gonna, like, sneak up on us.
All right. So, next watch, I assume you tell Burn Bright, keep an eye on that storm. Looks kind of sus.
Yeah. Let him know that if we get too close, he can wake me up and I'll take the wrath of Mako.
Okay, bro. Sounds good. All right, Burn Bright got a 22, so he's definitely keeping an eye on it, but he does not seem to feel as though it is necessary to wake you up, so...
Good.
The rest of the evening goes smoothly. And the next day dawns, so everyone's, getting around. Ip, gets up and starts his prayers before everyone else does their stretches. Do some stretches, grab some breakfast. I imagine during that time, y'all will chat to Mako. Burn Bright will report that, it's doesn't seem to have done anything like too weird. It's just kind of sitting there. but it's
That's kind
definitely
of weird
gotten
in itself.
definitely gotten closer though. And so when you go out on deck, indeed, it has gotten quite a bit closer. Like, not danger close yet. It's still, off on the horizon close, but it's bigger.
Well, nothing to do about it right now.
Yeah, Mako, would you like to sailing lore on it? See if you can figure anything else out about it?
Yeah, for sure. Gotta go back to my main page. $24. Nice.
Nice.
All right, so you come out in the morning. They kind of show you the storm, so you spend some time looking at it. You notice a few things. You notice that the fog has lifted, so it's now clear skies. The wind has shifted to be even more favorable, so is pushing you east even more effectively than it has been with the very limited winds that you've had. Looking at the storm, it appears to be kind of circling, similar to what you would expect from, like a hurricane or another, like a tropical storm system, circling spirals and all that kind of fun stuff. And as you observe it for a few hours, it is clear that, yeah, this thing is not moving naturally. It seems to be rooted over a singular spot. And you
Maybe
also...
the singular spot is like a magical island.
Might be. And now with the clouds finally cleared and finally giving you a chance to do a decent navigation check to figure out where you are, you are currently, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. You are here.
Oh, good.
I believe that's correct.
Right? I was like, that was a lot of counting.
I was like, oh my gosh, is that how far I am from the actual spot? But no, you were like counting from.
Yeah, I have to do it
point.
from
I
like
got
a
you.
point of reference because the two maps are separate. And on my
That's so
map, I
annoying.
actually
You don't
have
have-
everything numbered, but there's really no good way to do the like numbers along the edge on this map in Roll20.
So annoying. There's no way to have like a layer of this map that you can see but we can't see.
I guess I could. It'd be a little weird, but technically
Okay.
I could.
Do whatever feels good to you. I don't know. But that's
But yeah,
perfect.
so you
we're
are-
actually just a little bit farther east than we thought we were. Winner.
Yeah. And you'd already been suspecting that you were further south than you had intended to go, so now you've just confirmed by exactly how much.
Perfect. I love that. I'm so good at my job, you guys.
Yeah. Or maybe the roll that I did on the back end, you actually did terribly, and you're nowhere near where you think you are.
Oh, that's
But
true.
You do, whether you rolled well or poorly, you are fairly confident in the new assessment of where you are.
Right. That's still Mako's
Either really
reaction.
good or really bad.
Exactly.
So I would also like to have been a little grumbly that nobody woke me up. Which, to tell me about this crazy storm, which is totally not fair because I would have also been grumpy if anybody had woken me up and I had like disadvantage on all my rolls or whatever for being tired. But now that I am awake, let's get the crew together to discuss this because there definitely seems to be like this is not a natural storm. I mean, it's not acting in a way that my sailing lore makes me believe is natural.
Correct. Definitely something strange going on with it.
Yeah, so there's something magical. Like I would bet at the center of this storm. Maybe it's a cool island full of beautiful women who are going to feed us grapes, or maybe it's a kraken. Like, we don't know. There could be lots of things.
Right. Could be a whirlpool that leads down to the spirit realm.
Yeah. Oh, whirlpool. That would be bad.
Mono Anu wouldn't know anything about that.
No, nothing.
Honestly. Well, Mono Anu wasn't there.
No, you definitely didn't get launched out of said whirlpool by a giant, very whiny whale.
For
Well, Mono
Molly,
Anu didn't.
when Mano Anui jumped into the volcano and entered the spirit world, we needed to go find them, and we entered the spirit world through a whirlpool.
Yeah. And then they also
okay.
exited through that same one. But there was a vegan whale who did not like them touching it with their fleshy meat bits. And the only way to get out was to get it to swallow them and shoot them out of its blowhole, and it took quite some convincing.
I like to believe that you guys are actually explaining this to Mako, and she's like, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that's a story.
Right, that's probably exactly what's happening. Is they're like, our parents told us about this happening.
Right. And I'm the Queen of England. Anyway. So I mean, as far as we've been, like, if you look at the map and
Yeah.
zoom out, like, we haven't found a whole lot of shit, gotta say.
Yeah, and the storm
So-
appears to be. Let me just draw it real quick. Go here.
Okay, perfect. So my initial thought is to head towards the storm, and see if we can, get a look-see, do some magic checks, see what's going on.
Well, Mono Anui's going to be on deck at this point. Does Mono Anui
Yes.
recognize the kind of clouds as like volcanic clouds?
No, definitely. Well,
Okay.
I don't know if you would know what volcanic clouds look like particularly.
I like grew up on a volcano.
Yeah, but it wasn't like actively belching out ash on a regular basis. Otherwise, living there would have been significantly more difficult.
Don't worry about it.
But I'll give you a nature check if you want to try and determine that.
I
It's
do
gonna
wanna
have
try
to
and-
impress me.
Nature.
My
Nature.
my nemesis, nature.
20. 20. Not 20, just a normal 20.
It does not seem like plumes of volcanic ash to you. No.
All right, guys. We might be rocked a bit, but I agree with Mako. I say we investigate that.
All right.
Aye,
So
aye, Captain.
set a
Any
course.
descent?
Descent as in like going down into the water, or descent as in no, I don't want to go.
No, I don't want to go, but that's a good point. Including from, I guess, Delphine or...
Well, those are two
Burn
different
brain.
words: descent and descent. One's got an I, one's got an E. But no, Delphine does not have any problems with it. If anything, she
Yeah,
seems
she-
excited for an adventure.
And even if the boat breaks apart, like, she's the best swimmer out of all of
Yeah,
us.
she's
She's
fine.
chilling.
Like, we could all go to our watery graves and she'd be chill.
There you go.
She'd go to her watery rave.
Have a rave in the grave.
A rave on our graves.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, so
All right.
full steam ahead.
Take us in.
Yes, full steam ahead, heading east. I mean, vaguely northeast, but I'm gonna track us as if we're going due east, I think. And then we'll turn diagonal when we get to that next corner in one block.
Okay.
And it's better weather, and the sun's out, so we're gonna get our charge back, which is nice,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep. Now that the sun is clear, we can go ahead and give you your charges back. So, during the day, you can generate 12 charges. You'll need, or no, you can generate 24 charges. You'll need 12 to stay aloft. So yeah, you would have more than enough to top your batteries up. So go ahead and put your batteries at full capacity for the time being. Not 0.6, just normal 6. There we go.
Stop trying to steal our battery charges, Thomas.
Right?
Okay.
Me and my fat fingers.
No. So, may I move us 1 square east, or should I wait until like the end of the day to do that?
We'll put you here for
Is
now.
that not the right? Okay,
so
perfect.
so you begin heading underway, and soon enough the storm is continuing to grow larger. The rain shadow below it is obscuring anything that might be down there at this distance, but you can definitely see the storm in greater relief at this point, and it is more clear that it is very unnaturally just staying in one place. And as the day goes over, even in the morning, like I mentioned, the winds had already kind of shifted to be more favorable, helping you to move toward the east, and that continues to grow more so throughout the day until you're actually starting to get close enough that it seems that you will likely arrive at the location of the storm by this evening if you continue at full speed.
Yeah, and I think that that's the plan. I think that we should do it.
All right. You continue your way forward, and after some time, you are now close to the island, storm, and are actually close enough that you can see an island.
Winner, yes.
Oop. This is not official art for the island at some point. Anna, are you still wanting to draw the islands, or no?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, this is placeholder art. And we will get to that. But yeah, so you are now able to see a bit through the rain shadow ahead of you. There seems to be an island. Very understandably, given the seemingly permanent storm locked above it, a drenched island of gray stone. And Mako, give me a sailing lore check.
Okay. Please work. Oh wait, I got a 30.
Dang.
Nice.
All right. So as you are continuing to approach closer to the island, the winds are growing stronger and stronger. Not quite gale force yet, but quite strong at this point. And you notice that you seem to be approaching the island faster than you should, given your own propulsion and the winds, even. As if something were drawing you toward the island. Some invisible force.
Good news, guys. It's looking more and more like beautiful women feeding us grapes. Whether or not the grapes turn us into pigs, that's yet to be decided, but
Yeah. And are you just chill and you're just headed there? Or are you gonna try to adjust course at all? You're just gonna let it happen?
What I'm concerned about is that we have to circle it 3 times, and if we're getting sucked in, then I don't know. Yeah, I'm having some concerns.
Yeah. Who's on lookout right now?
Isn't what's his name? The Burnbright the usual?
He is the usual lookout, so if you'd like him to roll the perception check, he can, but this is Burn Bright, so I don't know if you want him on lookout in the current moment.
Right. We usually have him be doing lookout like overnight when it's just like, yep, that's the ocean.
But up to you. If you want me to roll for Burn Bright, I will absolutely roll his perception.
Well, you know what? What's Poipip's perception?
Good. Plus 13.
All right. Poipip's the lookout.
All right, go ahead and roll perception for me then.
28.
All right. So you notice ahead of you, kind of glinting through the storm, an odd and definitely unnatural green light.
I'm thinking it might be seeming more and more like the pig type of grapes. But you know what? Maybe those will be valuable.
Yeah, if Odysseus could get out of it, I mean, he's an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say we're a little bit more sharper than the average Greek. Full speed ahead. Or I guess
We're certainly
Sorry,
less
taking us
horny,
in there.
so that's
Yeah.
a tick in our favor.
that's a plus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mama Wanui was really, macking on Delphine earlier.
It's
don't
not
worry
even
about
close to the Odyssey.
Fair
You're not
enough.
wrong.
Fair enough.
If everybody could just keep it in their pants, and even Odysseus, like most of those guys, I'm pretty sure got off that island. At least some of them did.
Yeah.
And I feel like they learned a valuable lesson about being there. So I
Yep,
think
don't
it's
trust
worth
women.
it. Yep.
Don't
which
trust.
is
Never
always
trust
the right
women.
choice. Always a good lesson
Sad.
to learn and keep on learning.
All right, so you're just going for it. Just like, I'm cool with this. I'm gonna just keep sailing straight toward the island.
And I'm sorry, there's a green light above the island, on the island?
You don't know yet because Ip has not conveyed that information to anyone aside from himself.
Well, what if I just want to keep it to myself?
That's an option. That would be very
No.
Mono Wanui of you.
I'm
Guys,
definitely
it's
telling
great.
everyone about
There's-
the green light.
And is it on the island or above the island?
It is above the island.
Okay.
All right. I say we maintain our current course, only making adjustments if we might be dashed upon the rocks. You said it's a rocky island, right?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
All right, so you continue for a ways further, and you only continue to pick up speed to the point that stopping before being dashed upon the rocks, if you are like continuing to be drawn at this speed, is a concern. The wind is
The rocks are like sticking up out of the water enough to be, because aren't we 15 feet up or 10 feet up or
You
whatever?
are currently 5 feet above the water, and the land of the island goes well over 5 feet above the water.
Okay.
But yeah, so you are being drawn in at an increasing rate. At this point, it is very clear to anyone that it is not just the wind. Something else seems to be drawing you in. And the green light is starting to become more visible. At this point, even other people not on lookout are able to see it. It is either somewhere above the island, or perhaps you can't really see the island very well. Perhaps it's coming from a mountain in the that raises high on the island, or something along those lines. It could be that as well. And it seems to be growing dimmer and brighter with a slow cadence. And the ocean around you is now quite stormy. It's actually a pretty good thing that you are above the water. I'll assume, Ip, you're still on lookout.
Yes.
Give me another perception check.
I got a 20.
All right. You notice large, dark shapes moving around in the waters below you.
Guys, creatures alert. In the
Monterey
water.
Gonna look over the side of the ship.
All right. You actually catch it just right as one of them, surfaces part of their body, and it appears to be bone.
Oh, joy! this bodes well.
We crushed this, Abe, being like, let's just head towards the island. I'm like,
What's the worst that could happen?
yeah, bone mermaids, we're fine.
Way bigger than
yeah.
mermaids. These are like whale-sized.
Oh,
wait.
well, that's also new information.
Yeah,
And
some of
seriously,
these
guys-
look bigger than your boat.
Seriously, guys, I'm also concerned that, like, it'd be one thing to try and do, like, a crash landing, like, on the beach, but, like, how are we gonna circle around this island 3 times in this storm with this crazy wind, and then now these skeletal creatures underneath us?
Can you bring us into more of a spiral?
I can try.
What if
I
we
said
harpoon
try.
the bone whale and have it drag us around the island?
That sounds like a bad.
Because harpoons need to get driven into, like, fat and muscle.
Or bone?
I guess. But
Well, at
also
this
then we
point,
can't
Monowanui is the only
control-
one that knows they're made of bone because she has not said anything.
Oh, that's true. Mononoi's gonna look and say, all right, there may be some undead creatures
Undead.
in the water. Or they
Oh.
could just be like insects. Didn't get a great look at them, but it appeared that they were just made of bones. So let's stay above the water.
That does seem wise.
Okay, and I'm gonna be like, we're heading too fast towards this island. We need to circle it 3 times. Delphine's like, why do we need to circle it 3 times? I'm like, don't worry about it.
It's just a thing about swamp monsters. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, just our normal cultural, religious issues. So I'm going to try and swing us in a more spiral-like formation around this island. But I'm not sure that it's going to work.
All right, so you attempt to swing the boat kind of sideways to start making a spiral, and it does not work. You maybe shift yourself slightly, but you seem to be drawn intractably toward the storm nonetheless.
And what's the consequence for not doing the kapu?
It's different
The
every
wrath
time.
of the gods.
Oh, great. Okay.
All right, and yeah, you're continuing to be drawn in. You're starting to be able to see the island a bit more clearly now. And you see this massive island. Probably not quite as big as the island that you guys just came from, Dino Island, but similar size. What you can see appears to be largely gray stone. Everything is wet, of course, with this storm there. And you're starting to be able to see through the storm well enough that you can see in the center of an island is a giant triangular structure that is dominating a good like quarter of the center of the island. Just this massive stone structure. And the very tip of it is the source of the green light. And you can see that it's... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, does it look like the Great Mother's tower?
Yeah, impossible to tell at this point. But the pyramid, like at this point, all you can see is kind of like a shadow and the shape, right? And then the green light at the tip of it. The green light is starting to brighten and darken even faster. And looking at the shoreline of the island, you can see just the ruined hulks of innumerable ships that seem to have crashed here. And I imagine you try maybe a little bit harder to get your ship to change course. But as you are doing that, move you over here. Let's see. Yep, you would actually be here up in the crow's nest. We'll say that Burnbright's up with you. Gar's just running around wherever. And
maybe we shot down the harpooning bone whales a little too quickly.
We have no control over the whales. Even if we can get the harpoon like stuck between their ribs or something.
Well,
like...
we know that the whales aren't going to go onto the island.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, because honestly, like, even maybe worse than having like a, just a seafaring boat. Like, it's not like we're gonna get stuck on the beach. Like, if we're getting pulled faster and faster, maybe towards this stone structure, like we could just crash right into it. You know what I mean?
That's a concern.
Do we have an anchor?
Yes.
So we could also use the harpoon and an anchor and try and, grab onto something so that we're not smashing into stuff.
So as you are debating what to do, there is a sudden bright flash of green light, and in a pool of smoke and swirling ashes, creatures begin to appear on your boat.
Our boat. That's a violation.
Whoa, and they move.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think
Wow,
they're like
the future.
a gift.
Oh man, I hope I don't have anything that does negative damage. Oh dear. Just let me clarify, negative damage heals undead, correct?
I don't think it is it. I mean, I think it is it called negative damage. I feel like that's not quite the right word, but yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean though, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Would you guys like to roll for initiative?
Yeah, my harm spell heals undead.
Do we have any information that they're undead?
Or
are you guys just assuming?
You see a variety of skeletons materializing out of the air on your boat. So,
Okay.
Assuming that this looks like an undead creature to you.
Maybe.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Can I roll survival instead of perception?
Well, let me add the skeletons to the stage first. Oh. Thought I told it not to be unique. Do not be unique. Now add it to the stage.
Not a special snowflake.
That's literally the icon for it too. It's kind of funny.
LOL. That is kind of awesome.
All right. The skeletons are here. So let's start initiative. So you wanted to roll survival. Is that correct, Manawanui?
Correct.
All right. What were you doing prior to this happening that your readiness would be based on your ability, on your survival skills?
Well, I was trying not to fall.
That would be your athletics.
No, that's not true. I definitely do not want to roll. So I'm not that much worse in athletics. Let me see.
Actually, it would be
Let me roll.
acrobatics. Not or I guess, yeah, it could be either athletics or acrobatics.
I was trying to adapt at living in the wilderness, foraging for food, building shelters, training and discovering the secrets of tracking and hiding trails.
All right, so no, you
Here's the thing,
cannot
so no,
roll.
you were not.
I was not doing that.
You cannot, yeah, I don't see, like, it does not make sense to me that you would be using your survival for this roll.
I mean, on a base level, we're always trying to survive.
Mhm.
No, I'm
maybe
good for
come over
perception.
there.
All right,
Can
anyone
I
else want to
do-
use anything other than perception?
Can I do reflex save?
Or
Or
the
no?
closest thing would be that you could use your acrobatics or your athletics, which would be kind of similar, basically just like how physically capable you are of reacting quickly. Perception, of course, is just like how soon do you notice this in order to react to it. I don't think stealth makes sense since none of you would have known to be sneaky about this beforehand.
Right.
But-
I think I do want to use acrobatics,
Wait.
and in fact,
Okay.
depending on maybe how well I do on this roll, I was hoping that I could, hook the wheel to the thing that makes it steady.
You can do that
Or
on
maybe,
your
like,
turn,
use
but that
that-
will take an action.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Okay, as a quick question, and hear me out. They're made of bones, so
Boneyard lore is not a
Boneyard lore-
possible initiative skill. Your
Just
choices
roll
are
perception, Abe.
perception, athletics, diplomacy, which is only applicable
Right,
in
I-
social
yeah.
situations, survival, deception, which is only applicable in social situations, stealth, acrobatics, or intimidation, which is only applicable in social situations.
I know. I just wanted to ask.
I just wanted to make sure you knew what all of your options were.
Oh yeah. No, actually, I realized when I ran one of the campaigns, I was like, oh, that's why he kept saying no to Boneyard lore, and also because it's not applicable.
Yeah, but no, even if it is applicable, it is not something that you can roll for initiative.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there is no one else, then we will get started.
Yes, I have my roll when you're ready.
All right. Akalupu Jr., you are up first.
Yay. All right.
Would you have your Makwatl with you at all times? Or do you need
Yes.
to fetch that?
No, it would be with me at all.
Okay, so you have it like strapped on your back or something?
Especially when we're heading into a dangerous scenario.
Yeah, no, I mean, just he definitely keeps it strapped to his back. I'm gonna hit the guys next to me.
All
Big
right.
surprise.
Are you going to rage first?
That's probably a good idea. All right, that takes. All right. Try to hit the guy. 31.
That'll hit. That is also a crit.
Nice. And then I've got enough for 2 strikes, right?
You have 3 actions. You used 1 to rage, so you have 2 actions left for attacks if you want to attack twice.
Okay.
Which one are you hitting? Are you
Can I attack
hitting
one once,
this boy?
and then
Or this
I
boy?
was gonna try to attack both of them. So the one above me first, and then
Okay.
the one below me.
Yeah. You want to roll damage before you change targets, or do you want to just roll both your attacks on separate targets?
I'll roll damage first.
All right.
50 plus
50 plus what?
I've got to roll it.
Did you say 50 as in 50?
Yes, 50.
How do you roll 50 on 2d12 plus 4? Oh, it was a crit. Right.
Yeah.
That would do it. All right. So it explodes in bone dust and smoke. Like it begins fading away shortly after you hit it. Like it'll explode and then it begins fading away.
Can she add can he add bone marrow to his inventory?
Not at the moment.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, so it explodes.
And then 15 to hit.
That is a miss.
You were just like so high on that one hit. All of your energy just went straight into it. You got a little too juiced up.
Exactly. All right, so that is it for your turn. Mako, you are up. So yes, if you would like to spend one of your actions to go ahead and strap the wheel down, you can do that.
I think so. I think that's my first move. Do I need to roll for that?
No.
Okay. And then I've got a guy literally like right next to me.
Correct.
And I also always keep that motherfucking thing strapped on me. So
Nice.
I have my potions. So what would be good against a skeleton? Let's see. I don't know. Bottled lightning? That sounds good.
Okay.
So,
Then
yes.
roll to attack.
Okay. Wow. I got a 30.
Nice. All right, that is also a
and
crit.
so-
I don't know if your potions can crit, but
Yes.
which one are you throwing lightning? Let's see.
Bottled lightning moderate.
Ranged crit damage times 2. So yes, you do get double damage on a crit.
But
And since you have Bomber, you don't have to worry about damaging yourself when throwing into close range.
yes. And nobody's around, so I was hoping that I wouldn't hurt anyone else as well.
Yeah.
So I only got a 10.
All right, 10 damage.
20 damage.
No.
Oh,
10
that's
with
double.
the crit?
Was with the crit.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
I rolled a 3 and a 2 with my 2 dice, so doubled is 10.
So you hit it
Sad.
pretty solidly. It looks hurt, but it looks like it doesn't affect it as much as you would normally expect.
Yeah, god
Like
damn
it
it.
definitely did do damage, but not as much as you would hope.
Do I also have 3 actions? Because that's only 2 so far.
Correct. You have 3 actions. So you have 1 more action remaining.
Man, I need to get like I don't know, a staff or something. I also have a dagger, a fist, and shield bash.
Yeah, you could hit it with your shield, technically.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, plus its attacks look terrible. You're better off punching it.
Let's do acid flask. Let's try that. See if that goes better.
All right. And roll for attack.
Nat 1, 13. Ugh.
No.
Oh, wait. Can
You
I
wanna hero point that? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So you're about to accidentally drop the flask on yourself.
Okay, so that time I got a 19, which gives me a 31. That is much better.
Oh, yeah. All right, that's another crit.
Great. Where's the button?
What's wrong?
It's just usually there's like a button of like a hand rolling dice. I
There
could roll.
Should be. So you clicked on the die. Did you do the attack roll through Hero Lab?
Yeah, I did the attack roll, and then over on the damage side, there should be another thing. Well, it says
Yeah, why does it just say
2d6.
1? What does Acid Flask do? Does this not have like a die-based damage? Let's see. Bomb deals 1d6 persistent acid damage and 1 acid splash damage. I don't know why it's not giving you damage
I can just roll 2d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems like maybe a bug. Oh, because it's persistent damage in the same way that it doesn't roll like Anna's bleed damage. I bet that's why.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know why it doesn't roll persistent damage, but it seems to not roll effects. It only rolls direct damage
Oh, okay.
for you. And then, yeah, I don't know why, but I'm just making a guess on why it's not letting you roll it through the UI.
Well, it says effects 2d6 per
Persistent.
Okay, persistent. A.
So basically, it's same as bleed damage. That happens every turn instead of being direct damage.
Oh, okay. So, it says I can roll 2d6, right? And then I'll double it for crit.
Yeah, so it's a moderate, so that is 2d6. So yes, roll 2d6 and multiply that by 2 because of the crit.
Okay, so I got a 2 and a 3. Awesome. My life sucks. Another 10.
I mean, that's persistent damage, though, so that's actually better, because theoretically that's 10 damage per round.
Yes.
But regardless, it seems to be much less happy about having acid thrown on it, and it begins to make awful noises as it melts and bubbles and fades away, similar to Akalupu's. But yeah, it's super dead.
Awesome. Oh, that's so good.
Alright, so that is the end of your turn. So next up we have number 7. Let's see. Okay, that's the one in front of Dolphine. So it is going to attempt to... Actually, it's going to move first. It'll move here. So it has a more target-rich environment. And then it's going to attack Dolphine once with its very rusted, battered-looking sword. Let's see, that is a 20, which... Where's her AC? Alright, so that's a miss. And then against, it's going to do a second attack against Manawa Nui. 21. Let's see, will that hit you, Manawa Nui?
I think it probably just... Yeah, that hits me.
All right. So it is going to hit you for 6 points of damage. Have you gotten a tetanus shot recently?
Don't worry about it.
All right. So 6 points of damage. That is its turn. Next up is Skeletor number 2, which is the one by Gur. It doesn't seem to perceive Gur as a threat, so it is going to come on over here and it is going to try to attack Mono Inui. So, Mono Inui, I imagine a 26 hits. Oh, that's a nat 20, so it hits
Actually,
regardless.
It doesn't.
Oh, it's
So
a crit.
my AC went up between last time and this time.
Oh, sorry, I meant Akalupu, but yeah, either way, it was a 20, so it's definitely going to hit Akalupu. The second attack is a 6, which will miss, though. So that first one is a crit. So Akalupu Jr., you are going to take 12 points of damage as it shambles over and swings its rusty sword at you from an unexpected angle.
Wait, why does a 20 hit?
Because it's a nat
20.
20.
Oh, nat
Which is
20.
a
Got it.
critical success,
My bad.
will hit you, regardless of what your AC is. In total, it was a 26.
Nice. Got it. I did not hear the word nat in there.
Yeah. All right. So next up,
How much damage was that again?
12. Let's see, where's the rolls? Yes, 12 slashing damage.
Cool.
Do I get? Somehow I have lost the tab that has everyone on it. There we go. Okay. Crisis averted. All right, so that brings us to Skeleton number 9, which I believe is the other one near Mako. So it is gonna go clambering over. It's gonna try to take a chunk out of Mako. So, gonna take a couple of attacks. A 20 and a 10. I imagine the 10 misses, but does a 20 hit you, Mako?
If my AC is 23, then isn't the answer no?
Correct. If it is lower than your AC, it is a miss. If it is equal to or higher than your AC, then it is a hit.
Winner. Okay, my AC is 23, so neither of those hit me.
All right.
I'm dodging left and right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm nimble.
Yeah, luckily these things aren't very fast or agile, it seems. All right, so that is its turn. Ip, you are up.
All right. We are going to use Shield Other on Mono Inui.
Mono Inui appreciates it.
You forge a temporary link between the target's life essence and your own. The target takes half damage from all effects that deal hit point damage. You
All right.
take the remainder of the
Before
damage.
you commit to that, you have a spell, healing, which if you do as a 3-round action, will disperse energy in a 30-foot emanation that targets all living and undead creatures in a burst, and can do quite a bit of damage to undead monsters.
Oh, it does it in a... I always use that as a touch spell.
Yeah,
but
normally
you're
when
right.
you're healing, that is the case. But in this case, 30 feet would hit almost every one on the boat and all of the living skeletons on the boat.
Okay, wow. And that would heal people too, right?
Yes. Not that anyone has taken any actual hit point damage, I don't believe.
Hmm. That does sound good.
Do it,
But it
Jason.
only
I feel like
does-
you'll be MVP.
It only does 1d8.
You're casting
MVP.
it at what, 3rd level? Yeah, you are casting it at 3rd level, so it would do 3d8
Oh.
plus 24. Is that true? Where's the plus 24 coming through? I imagine it's right. Hero Lab generally calculates things correctly, but if it is calculating correctly, oh, okay, that was for the laying on hands. Okay, that makes more sense. So for the emanation, you would do 3d8 damage. Casting it at 3rd level.
Why not? That's better than saving Mono One Nui's life.
LOL.
Wrecked.
Mono Nui shed a silent tear, but you can't say it because it's probably rating.
Okay, and do they have to
That's what I was
gets
checking
a
as well.
basic fortitude save?
Is that what it says? It says basic fortitude save?
Yes, if the target is undead, you deal that amount of vitality damage to it, and it gets a basic fortitude save.
To do what, though, is what I don't understand. To resist it as in take no damage or half damage? Usually it's half damage, so that's what I'll go with until I can find out otherwise.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either. So we'll just assume half damage. That's generally the case. So basic fortitude save means that they don't get any bonuses to it, so... What is their fortitude? Or basically the DC is set instead of it being based off of your skills. +2. And I'm just going to roll it once for everyone. Otherwise, I'll have to roll it like 9 times. Yeah, they failed.
$17 damage.
All right. Would you like to describe yourself, your bad self, or do you want me to?
I decide to go all holy follower of the Great Mother, and I stand up atop the crow's nest, close my eyes, lift my hands to the heavens, and emanate pulsing bright white healing light.
All right, do you say anything to the Great Mother?
No, but I think very, very hard.
All right. And yeah, as this light, this wave of light washes out, you see the creatures are blasted by it, sent staggering backwards, and soon all of them dissipate into a dark mist as if they had never been there in the first place.
Oh,
Yeah, and you
Nuked.
super killed all of them. That was way more than the number of hit points that they had.
Wow. That was awesome.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of initiative. That was fast.
well, now I
We
know
didn't
I
even
can
get halfway
group
through.
heal people too. I honestly didn't know I could.
That's so on point though, like for you to be like a protagonist. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that I had that power. Like you're like Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to
She's
make sure
beginning
I
to
brought
believe.
that option to your attention before you committed to using a largely ineffectual spell against someone who is probably fine.
Can I do that with harm too? I can.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's almost like your class is pretty strong.
those spells are so innocuous at first glance.
Yep. But yeah, no, clerics legit scary. You gotta watch out for them.
And here I was thinking I was going to cast Searing Light and do like 10d6 damage to one of them.
Which is a lot, but not as good as 3d8 damage to all of them.
Yeah, when we fight King Skeleton, that's when Searing Light will come in handy.
Exactly. All right, so you barely have time to recover from this attack when you realize if you were trying to do anything to divert your course, it would be far too late now, and you find yourselves careening closer toward the island when just as suddenly as it all started, you find yourself in a pocket of calm. The soft fall of raindrops on your face, and your ship slows to a more manageable speed. Whatever inexorable force was pulling you inward seems to have ceased. The green light has dimmed and is no longer active, and you find yourself now fairly close into the island. Like an easy, maybe like few minutes of sailing to reach the edge of the island, and thoroughly underneath the storm. And you can see ahead of you in the wreckage a bit of the coastline that there are the orange glow of fires. Perhaps some sort of friendly, warm welcome after all. Or perhaps not. We shall see next time! So, we're going to wrap up here. And let's start with Ip. What has Ip learned today?
What hasn't he learned?
Yeah, Ip learned that his class is OP and he can really do some damage.
Certified badass over here.
You guys better watch out. If all of you piss me off, I can use harm too.
Oh, one more thing, backtracking slightly. All of this happens also as as Ip was casting that. Manawanui falls over on the deck screaming and clutching at her hand. Forgot about that little detail.
Sorry about it, guys.
But we'll get back to that next time. All right. What about Mako? What has Mako learned?
That next time I'm gonna go with them to any kind of trading situation. I thought I was gonna be more helpful on the boat in case we needed to make a quick getaway since I'm the navigator, but these idiots would trade our food for a bag of magic beans. So next time I'm going with
Legit. No, if he had a bag of magic beans and was like, this will totally solve your problem, he'd be like, here, take old Bessie. We don't need her no more. Beans are way cooler.
oh, they're magic beans, like 100%.
Well, all right. Let's do Manawanui. What has Manawanui learned?
Manawanui has learned that sometimes healing is hurting.
Yeah. All right. And last but not least, what about Junior? What has he learned today? How to turn on his camera.
All right. Junior learned that crits are awesome when he can actually land them.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of damage.
Only slightly overkill.
Right. So these were creature ranking -1. They had a grand total of 2 hit points each. The only reason that Mako didn't absolutely murder the one she threw the lightning at is they also have a large number of resistances to like a bunch of things. Piercing, slashing, lightning, fire, like they're skeletons, so understandably a lot of these are more effective. The acid, however, it was not resistant to.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining me. I hope you all had a great game. I know I did, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye.